Kobeni's always terrified, sweating, sobbing, begging for it all to stop. Her family forced her into this job, and she's awful at it. But let's be honest, if you got forced into devil hunting right now, it'd go about the same. And that's why she works so well as an audience stand-in. She's the most human character in all of Chainsaw Man. I'm Gyoza Godfather, and this is how Kobeni's humanity saves her from Fujimoto's usual ending. This is the latest video in my running series called Watch Chainsaw Man with Me, where I explore the anime, movies, and manga. Spoilers for everything up through Part 1 Public Safety Arc, and Kobeni's story up through Chapter 225. Kobeni's our stand-in, not because we'd all start sobbing the second we saw a devil. Even if you don't loosen the screws every day, plenty of us could still hold the waterworks. I mean, the future devil seems like a fun guy. Mirai Psycho. The reason Kobeni works as our surrogate is simpler. She has an outsider's reaction. Her tears and fears are basically saying, this world, and everybody in it, is insane. Devils existing is scary enough, but she's supposed to fight and kill them? And the motivations that run this world, big and small, revenge and tits, are ridiculous and horrifying when you step back from them for a second. As viewers, we accept that chaos so we can enjoy the story, sure, but Kobeni doesn't. She's living this, so she reacts the way a real person would. When we see her in the res arc after her legs give out, yeah, it's funny. She's so terrified of dying and dramatically begging for her life that Rez's silence isn't menacing, but just seems like comedic confusion. She's kind of playing the straight man like, is she for real? But at the same time, it's also very human. She's so terrified her legs stop working, and she can't run away, even though her partner's off and closing the door and having a little laugh about it. She doesn't want to die from fighting a devil she can't beat. And because Kobeni is the stand-in, the person who reacts like a human being, Fujimoto does something rare in his work. He lets her live. He has Denji and Pochita carry her out of the story. But this is still Fujimoto. So before he lets her go, he shows us exactly what she's being carried out from, through the funniest, cruelest little side story in Part 1. We've had lots of scared Kobeni moments, the hotel, the car, hell. Now we're at the end of Part 1. Denji's been taken over by Pochita, and this is the first time we meet Black Chainsaw Man. Makima explains a rule about the Chainsaw Devil that matters here. In hell, when devils cried, "Save me," Chainsaw Man killed them. So when Makima asks, Black Chainsaw Man obliges. But right after he's done, he hears it again. Another, "Save me." Cut to the appropriately named Family Burger. The staff chants orders like a ritual, announces ingredients like it's sacred. They even have their own mayor cheeseburger calling out, "The beef." It's very service culture and very silly. Then we see someone deliver an order with a little verbal tick. Of course, it's Kobeni. She does this stiff little pose like she's holding in a fart, and she lets slip a little, "Family." And that's the moment you realize what this scene really is. A play inside the story. The Family Burger staff are standing for Kobeni's real family, and what happens is a mirror of how her own life is gone and why she needs this saving. Her boss takes her aside and tells her she's flubbing her lines. Say it right, stop stuttering. But she can't. She wasn't suited to fight devils with killers watching her, and she certainly isn't capable of doing customer service with her burger family scrutinizing her. She tries to respond to her boss, who basically functions as a stand-in for her dad here, and she stutters again, and he hits her. That was a family slap. I hit you for your own good. Classic domestic abuser, making it her fault for why he's a piece of shit. Don't worry, he'll get what's coming to him. Fujimoto doesn't need to show Kobeni's actual father hitting her to tell you what kind of home she came from. Her just accepting it with tears and trembling says it all. She's a victim of regular domestic abuse. So that's when she says it under her breath, not expecting anyone to answer, "Save me." But Black Chainsaw Man hears it, and in he walks. The scene goes full slapstick horror. Everyone starts stuttering just like Kobeni did. Instead of getting slapped for it, Black Chainsaw Man lops a couple heads off. He's here to save Kobeni after all. Everyone else is kinda just in his way. And the darkest joke is that the workplace performance keeps going. The staff still does the ingredient callouts, except lettuce and mayor cheeseburger are dead now. Fujimoto just shows their heads in the panels. Hilarious. But the show must go on. When the order's ready for Black Chainsaw Man, Kobeni gets told to take it out to him. She's stunned. Me? Because that's her whole life in one word. Just like her parents forced her to pick between two terrible options, devil hunting and sex work, her burger family forces her to walk a meal out to a monster who just killed 3 people in like 20 seconds. None of them know he's there to save her. So why her? Why does she always get picked? Why is she always the one who has to go out there, do the scary thing, take the blame, keep the performance alive? She tries. She's shaking. She barely gets the words out. We see her feet and we see her tick, and in classic Kobeni fashion, she trips and drops the meal all over him. Her coworkers remake it. They threaten her. It's like she's back in public safety after promising Reza she'd quit, and she trips and falls again and spills the meal everywhere. And Kobeni puts the burger back together anyways, so Black Chainsaw Man can scarf it down. Because Denji can forgive just about anything, as long as he has a good meal, even if it was on the floor first. Hey, today's video is brought to you by me. I don't have any sponsors, so your support would rule. I've got a Patreon and YouTube membership where you can get early access, an extra video a month, and even vote on topics and get a shout out. So check out the links in the description if you want to see more content like this. Now back to the video. Now it's time for teenage eye patch Denji's dream. He wants to go out with a girl. So Kobeni gets dragged into a date she didn't choose. Ice cream she can't taste. A guy demanding she dance. This is the next step on her journey to being saved. It reminds me of A Christmas Carol. This is like her Ghost of Christmas, What If I Chose Sex Work. It's a cruel little mirror of Kobeni's original forced choice. Even if she never got pulled into devil hunting, she still would have been trapped and needed saving. He's showing us the other option wasn't any better. And then, because this is Fujimoto, he of course plays it for laughs, it's DDR. But somehow, through her tears and trembling, she gets it perfect. All while the dead devil hunter lies behind her like some discarded prop. After this, Black Chainsaw Man takes a lance for Kobeni, and they end up in a hideout with Kishibe. Kobeni asks if she'll ever be able to contact her family again, since Makima's out to kill her now. Kishibe says, probably not, and Kobeni is relieved. Thank goodness I have an excuse to get away from my mom and dad. She said save me, and it worked. She finally has a reason to leave that no one can argue with. Her family's safety. Because Kobeni doesn't have the strength to just walk away because she deserves better. She needs a justification. Remember, it was only after she went to literal hell and somehow survived that she quit public safety. By being dragged through this ordeal and pulled into Makima's war, she's gone through hell again. This time she's not just quitting her job, she's quitting her family and the roles they forced her to play. The Family Burger stage play is her life in a few beats. Her role inside that play is to show us that, no matter what she chose, her life would have been rough. Devil hunting or sex work, both awful options for Kobeni. So Denji saves her from that story within the story, and now Fujimoto saves her from the story itself by writing her out of it. As Kobeni's about to tell Denji, it's only in fantasies that we get to be free from the bad roles we're imperfectly suited for. It's a very human feeling to wish you were living a different life, or that you were built for the one you are stuck in. Even without everyday devils, the real world is full of Kobeni stories that don't end happily. But that's the beauty of fantasy. Fujimoto can't go save every real world Kobeni, but he can tell their story, make her the audience stand-in, and set her free. But before he does that, she's got one more role to play, giving Denji the reality check he needs and explaining all of this in a few words. It's one she's finally suited for. Denji starts dumping his miserable last couple of days. Makima tricked him, his friends are dead, everything hurts. And Kobeni sits there and listens, because she's Denji's foil. He's a poor kid who finds the magical thing, Pochita, and it drags him into a life he's weirdly suited for. His reasons are dumb and human, and he adapts to it well because he's a pretty chill guy. Kobeni's what it looks like when you're poor and you don't find the magic dog when you're young. She's just a regular human being. Denji's childhood is depressing in a dramatic way. Sugar and flour in a bowl of water, calling that a Christmas meal. His reasons start so small because his life was so objectively shitty. Kobeni's depressing in a mundane way. You have to peel back the curtain to see how bad her home life really is. And that's part of why we get the Family Burger story, so that we understand not just that she needs saving, but what Kobeni's being saved from. Denji doesn't know how to process the pain after life finally started going well. Kobeni has perspective, so she tells him the truth. Life is full of bad stuff. It's only in our wildest dreams that we're free from it. And count yourself lucky. Everyone else gets one life. You can't die. It's a blunt reality check for Denji, and it's the last useful, human thing Kobeni can give to the person who just saved her. And then we never see her again. As of chapter 225, she hasn't come back, and I don't think she will. Because she's us. She's the surrogate. She's the audience stand-in. Her save me doesn't become a death sentence, because she's not a devil. She's the most human character in the whole story. She didn't find Pochita to save her back when she was little, but he does save her now. And she repays it with what she can. One moment of honesty that helps Denji see the forest for the trees so he can move forward and finish his mission. Fujimoto shows us why she needs out and what she's getting out from. And then he does make good on it. He lets her walk out of the story relatively unscathed, which is pretty rare for him. I like to think she's off somewhere living a small life, a boring job, a quiet routine, eating homemade ice cream, even playing DDR, but only if she wants to.